All right, welcome. I'm here with my dear friends, John Fisher.
What's up?
Of Bernal Heights, San Francisco, and Joe Pish of New York City. I thought it was appropriate for today's show to invite both of these gentlemen for what we're about to do, which is we are going to review 6 bagels from different places in San Francisco. So a little bit about the gentleman here. John Fisher, engineering professor.
Bagel engineering.
Bagel engineering professor.
I love a good bagel.
Yes.
I love a mediocre bagel. I could even do a poor bagel.
And we've all had them, that's for sure. That was the main reason I brought John along. He's a bagel guy. And then I brought the New Yorker along for obvious reasons. New York is known for its fantacular bagels.
There's actually a fantacular bagels on 3rd Avenue and 8th Street.
Yeah.
I'm not from New York originally, but it's my second home. There is a very deeply rooted bagel culture there, and I'm happy to live among it.
What's your favorite bagel place in New York City?
Great question.
There is a place on Elizabeth Street called Black Seed Bagels.
Nice.
Very, very fresh bagels, and they do awesome sandwiches. Their BLT with the spicy mayo, it's top notch. Add avocado.
They let you add avocado in New York?
Well, they charge you for it.
But I thought it would be illegal since it's kind of a California thing. I guess that's permeated throughout the United States and the world now.
Well, we thank you for it. We'll nod to the West for the inclusion of avocado on our bagel sandwiches.
All right. I know nothing about bagels in San Francisco. I rarely eat bagels. In fact, my wife said, "Why the hell are you doing a video about bagels?" And I said, well, I'm just fascinated because it's a food that I really don't know anything about. I was just interested to see what was out there. Undiscovered
got
territory.
a good spread right here.
Yeah. So we decided we would do like everything-ish bagels just to kind of even the playing field. First one is an everything bagel from Uncle Benny's, one of my favorites in the Central Sunset. They have great donuts too, which we also got. Second, we have Schlocks, which is on Fell Street near Deviz. Place I'd never seen before, but it's quite an operation. Third, we have Noe Bagel, which is in Noe Valley, as you might imagine. Next, we have Wise Sons, pride of the Mission District. Well-known Jewish deli, bakery, etc. This one is an outlier. You want to run down what Ray's is about?
This bagel is from Ray's. Ray's is a beautiful bodega type of store. Great hidden gem spot for sandwiches and plastic wrapped for sanitary reasons.
Ray also has the most interesting, we were marveling at this earlier, Ray's has the most interesting presentation of cream cheese.
He was a little confused about the cream cheese to go, but he had an idea, and that was it.
Finally, we have Phil's Coffee, obviously famous for coffee. Somewhere you can also get a bagel.
You can get a bagel to go, and it only takes 5 minutes instead of 20.
It should also be noted that they included the packet of cream
Yes.
cheese
So this
along with the bagel.
This is fantastic. It looks like mayonnaise, but no. It is Philadelphia cream cheese in a normal condiment packet that you would see at a rest stop or on an airplane. Philadelphia cream cheese is no slouch. We're from Pennsylvania.
The
so
crown jewel of cream cheese.
It's amazing. I've seen this in deli cases in Italy. I think what we're going to do is we're going to chop these guys up, cut them in half, toast them, then put them in threes, and we're going to sample each bagel.
It should also be noted, good variation in size, in color, seemingly in texture and coverage of the everything topping.
I'm excited. Let's do this. All right, so we have toasted all the bagels, smeared them with their associated schmear cream cheeses, but why is there an extra? I thought we were only doing 6.
We have to allow for the possibility that a donut is better than any San Francisco bagel.
First of all, we've got to define our metrics.
When you're grading an everything bagel, you have to look at coverage. When it's an everything bagel, to me, it's the more the better. You want a really good distribution of all the different ingredients in that everything seasoning, and you definitely don't want it to be sparse.
An everything bagel needs to be every topping in its original amount. So an everything bagel should have 7 times the amount of topping as a poppy seed bagel.
Yeah, it doesn't, not just a sprinkling of this, a sprinkling of that.
Also, I think we're going to get a little variation in the toppings here.
And then what's next?
Chew
chew quality.
It's important in a bagel.
Yes, absolutely.
It can't be too chewy, but it can't be too resilient. But it can't be. It has to be there. You know,
Yeah.
you want it to be like a conversation you're having with the bagel. You don't want it to just disappear like an airy glazed donut.
It's got to put up a fight.
Yeah, it's a relationship.
It's an excellent way to put it.
And then I guess flavor.
Flavor, yes. Flavor, what's it taste like? Is it not a bagel? This
What would
really
make it
doesn't
not a bagel?
So this is the coherence part of it, the gestalt, if you will. Is it doing what it's supposed to do? This is a toasted everything bagel with cream cheese on it. Is it doing what you would expect or what it is supposed to do from a general standpoint of a bagel eater? I'm sure you could probably help us the most with the coherence.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Okay, Uncle Benny's. Here we go.
It's lighter than it looks.
Yeah.
We should note there's no toppings on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Good cream cheese flavor, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say the toppings are definitely a little sparse, and it's airier than we expected.
This one has sunflower seeds on top, which is interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's pretty good. I think the schmear is a little overpowering, but
Primary flavor I'm getting from the bagel is sesame.
yeah,
If I had my eyes closed, I would think it was a sesame bagel, not an everything bagel.
yeah,
Yeah, there isn't that everything exoticism.
yeah.
All in all, it's not a bad bagel experience, but
I do feel like if you got to the end of this bagel, you'd be like, it's good. It was a good bagel, but I'm really hungry still.
Maybe we should do Wise Sons next.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, because that's got some serious coverage. I can just see from here.
that's good contrast. Significantly darker color of the bread too. It almost looks like pretzel bread.
Yeah, this is very dense looking.
We've got some caraway seeds on top here, some onion,
Oh yeah, garlic.
and full coverage on the top and bottom.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
impressive.
Attention to
Very
detail.
even distribution.
Very nice. License.
So it's doing this. It's like
It hits you back.
yeah,
Yeah,
what you want a bagel to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's much more substantial.
much saltier too.
Mm-hmm. Everything bagels, of course, have to have salt because a salt bagel. The most controversial bagel, from what I understand,
The salt bagel is a very polarizing bagel.
but is well represented on here. This one, I taste far more bagel than I taste schmear. This is serious business.
Much chewier. The caraway and the toppings are coming through a lot more.
Yeah, way more flavorful.
This has more of like a everything bagel taste too.
What you would expect from an everything bagel.
Yeah,
The quintessential everything bagel.
yeah.
More in line with that. I'm lining up Schlocks for the next go round.
All right, let's do some Schlocks.
I work as a television editor, so I'm no stranger to Schlock.
Great name, by the way.
Yeah.
This one looks like it has more toppings on the bottom than the top, which is interesting.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
That's true.
This has a
That's impressive.
very, very inconsistent distribution.
Mostly sesame seeds and poppy seeds, a few onions here and there.
Yep.
I don't see any salt,
No salt.
no garlic.
Similar to Benny's, but a little more substantial.
Texturally, yeah. More flavorful though. Toppings are playing a stronger role.
The cream cheese is similar to Benny's too. It kind of makes me think about the Wise Sons cream cheese a little differently.
Yeah.
I think that was less sweet and
Yeah.
more distinctive.
Got a nice crunch to it.
Yeah, there's a bit of a crunch.
I'd say this one has the most pronounced contrast between the outside of the bagel and the inside of the bagel,
Yeah.
which I'm not mad at. I like that it's really resilient when you get to the skin, so to speak. But once you get through that, then it's airier.
Yep.
It's nice.
Okay. We're down, was that 3?
Yep.
4? 3, okay. All right, so we got 3 left. Noe Bagel.
This one has a little bit of salt on it. Almost nothing on the bottom.
Yeah. Fair.
Mostly poppy seed.
Yeah, poppy seeds are the star here.
Yeah.
Cream cheese is the first thing that comes out at me. It's a little more cheesy.
I taste the onion more on this one.
Yep. Yeah, there's some onion coming through. Yeah, definitely.
All in all, I'd say it's a solid bagel.
Yeah.
Pretty coherent.
Yeah, for me, the
Doesn't
cream,
really knock
cream
my
cheese
socks off.
dominates this one.
For having the most visual, at least visibly, the most coverage, it was not the most flavorful.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yep.
It's an enigma.
I think it's leaning way too heavily on the poppy seeds. And I like poppy seeds.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, if you're gonna have an everything bagel, you kind of have to balance things out a little better.
Ray's?
Yeah, let's do it. Raise.
This might be a 99-cent bagel. It could be $2, I forget.
Okay.
Almost no toppings.
Nope. This tastes like a brand
Yeah.
supermarket bagel in a bag.
This is very bready, very light,
Yeah.
not as fresh.
Yeah, I think they just took some whatever, threw it over top. That's kind of what we expected from this.
I'll honor my commitments and I'll finish eating it, but if I were going to not finish eating any one of them, I hate to say it, this might be the one.
Yeah. I mean, this is what I would expect if I went into a corner store and been like, hey, everything bagel.
It's very puffy. Probably one of the bigger ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is substantial. It'll fill you up for longer, probably.
Yeah, it's dense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, much more bready than the other ones. This is bread forward. Yeah, I'm having a hard time finishing this one.
Yeah.
Last actual bagel. This is an Asiago bagel. They didn't have an everything bagel at Phil's.
Very common in San Francisco to run out of your favorite bagel.
This just tastes like a very dense, like buttered piece of bread.
Yeah.
Yeah, very bready.
Mm-hmm.
It came off, I got the Asiago cheese, but it's like an aftertaste. This is very pretzel-like.
Yeah, it's pretzel. Like that's the best way to describe it. Not very salty. It's got a Asiago kind of distant flavor.
Sheen.
Funk.
That's not really something you want to come up with when you're evaluating food. Although, when it comes to cheese,
Yeah. No.
cheese maybe.
Funk isn't inherently bad when
No.
it comes to cheese.
Yeah, this one has the soul of a pretzel.
We are pretzel lovers. At least I am.
In the right context, that has a place for sure.
One single packet of Philadelphia cream cheese is really not that much, so
No, it's getting dry. Well, there it is. Now I guess we get our reward for eating 6 bagels. I'm full, but I'm ready for a donut. Not like I'm going to give that up.
Well, now, shouldn't we wait for the donut until after we've parsed through the bagel experience?
All right. Let's go down the line. What do you think?
they were all edible, and
That's a start.
I would eat all of them again in certain situations. The Wise Sons was probably the most distinctive for me, and the Schlocks and the Bennies were similar. Probably my favorite would be either the Wise Sons or the Schlocks.
Good stuff. How about you?
For overall bagel experience, Schlocks had it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wise Sons was good, Benny's was definitely good, but to me, Schlocks, the overall experience, it had the good texture to the bagel. I liked the heaviness of it. I liked that it was decently covered, evenly distributed. So, Schlocks for me.
Got it. Right on. I think probably Wise Sons took the cake as far as the bread product was concerned, but I agree. Schlocks was definitely really good. The Noe Bagel was good, but it wasn't quite there. I'd give that a solid 3rd or 4th place. I think, honestly, Wise Sons with a different... this is probably sacrilegious for the people who love Wise Sons, but I think with a different cream cheese on it, like, I would buy those bagels, take them home,
And put some
and
Philadelphia
put some
on.
Philadelphia on them. Because, like, I mean, no offense, but that just didn't really do it for me. It wasn't prominent enough, but the bagel was unimpeachable. If you were looking for an everything bagel, it did the everything bagel thing the best. Coverage, flavor, chew, all of that. But coherence, a little bit down. But I'd still say it's number 1.
Wise Sons had the biggest hole too. It's worth noting.
That's a really good point. I didn't think about that. The rest
That's
of them
what
were,
you're going for.
well, the rest, I mean, some of them, yeah, it's like, oh, well, this one's smaller, like the circumference is smaller. However, doesn't mean it's less food. The Wise Sons had a very large hole. Maybe that was specific design, like, so that they could add the toppings and it would cover it better.
Yeah, the toppings seem to get in there all around. Best coverage.
I'd say Wise Sons is clearly the leader, but Schlocks is pretty impressive. They bought a pretty impressive game. I had never heard of that place. I've probably driven by there 150 times. Fell Street's on the way to my house, so I will go back.
Schlocks has a new customer.
Yeah, Schlocks has a new customer, for sure. And they were nice, too. Very nice people. What would you say from the New York perspective?
Bagel-wise, Black Seed, the place that I referenced earlier,
Yeah.
the bagel in terms of texture that was the most similar would be Wise Sons.
Okay.
The bagel that gives you the overall experience that I felt, the Of the ones on the plank here, the ones that I felt the most like a kinship with was Schlocks.
All right.
And that reminded me of my shop back home.
Gotcha.
So,
John, if you were to put this up against other bagels you've had in San Francisco, I mean, I know you're a huge fan of the Atlas Trout Bagel.
Yes.
Would you consider another type of more exotic bagel from Wise Sons?
Would I switch to Wise Sons? You mean?
Not switch, but like, would you like wander by and be like, oh yeah, they were good. I'm gonna go in there and grab a.
If it wasn't a weekend, I would consider Wise Sons.
Right, but it's usually like a line out the door type situation.
Yep.
It's like tartine situation.
Not waiting in line for a bagel.
No. How long do you have to wait in line for a bagel in New York?
it depends on the shop, and bagels are not like I do mine just usually through I'll order it ahead and go pick it up.
Right.
Because I don't want to wait in a line either.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to wait in line for pizza. One of the best pizza places in the entire country, Prince Street Pizza, in case you're wondering, is right near my apartment. There is constantly a line around the block. I refuse to stand in that line, so I order it in full pies,
Nice.
and the whole family eats.
Yes.
So that's how we do it.
That's definitely a better way to
Because
do it.
I won't wait in a line.
When you go to Atlas and after your runs in the morning, do you ever have to wait in a line or anything, or is it pretty chill?
It's usually pretty chill. Again, a weekend situation is going to be a little rougher, but in the morning, yeah, just walk up, get your trout bagel, and you're good to go. Keeping in mind that you could probably get about 6 of the Ray's bagels for one Atlas trout bagel.
All right, let's eat this fucking donut. Cheers, everybody. This is a glazed donut from Jelly Donut.
Good chew.
Yeah, that's a pretty damn good donut.